I don't want this to surprise anybody, but it may surprise people. I already have a video of me dancing to it, so unless you've seen that video, then maybe you know that I may like this artist. But Justin Timberlake is one of the people that personifies my early music taste. The album Justified, especially Rock Your Body, this is probably my favorite of that album. The singles or the hits on Justified are what made me like Justin Timberlake. And then you got other songs like AO Technology, which is technically 50 Cent. Suit and Ties, Love a Good One, What Goes Around Comes Around, other Justin Timberlake songs out there. I also think he's a great artist. I listen to a lot more of his older material than his newer ones. Rock Your Body just tend to stand out for me, especially if I'm dancing to it, of all songs, and that clearly means something to me. I've always seen Justin Timberlake as like an important artist, especially coming from NSYNC and everything. Cry Me a River, you cannot ignore Cry Me a River. Me speaking about this song in particular is more about the artist than the song in particular, because Rock Your Body is good. He's good at dancing as well. I want to be able to choreograph dance like Justin Timberlake or any other R&B artist, but I feel like Justin Timberlake as a whole package is something that I would have liked to be in, being in a boy band and everything, going solo, the women like him and everything. He's making all this great music. Like, why would I not want that for myself? That's something I've always wanted. If no one knows this, I've always wanted to be in a boy band. Somewhat wanted to be in a boy band, but none of my friends want to be on that BS with me, so just kind of have to leave it there and just imagine my life as an alternative Justin Timberlake. So there goes my hopes and dreams. This song comes from the Batman movie. I don't remember exactly which one it is, but this song comes from the Batman movie. Very, very popular song. This is Seal, Kiss from a Rose. I was introduced to this song by someone I used to go to college with. Shout out to you, Harry. So when I first heard this song, I was just instantly amazed and knew why this song was popular. It does sound a little bit Disney, but at the same time, sometimes you can't go wrong with a Disney tune, you know? I'm sure Michael Jackson has a few Disney sounding tracks too that people really like or just don't consider bad from my perspective. This one in particular, you wouldn't expect me to really listen to this or even like know the melody. I like to sing this song when I hear it and stuff. Like, it's unskippable to me. I don't listen to it nearly as that much. I don't know many songs, or if any other songs, of Seal. Yeah, when I come across this in my playlist, because I already have like 2,000 songs on my likes and everything, maybe even more, this doesn't often come up, but at the same time, when it does, it's something that reminds me of how great this song is, possibly how great of an artist Seal may have been. As I said, I probably have to do my research and everything, but with Seal, Kiss from a Rose, it's a feel good song. It is very slow toned, very mellow and everything, but you just can't go wrong. Sometimes if you want to escape the gangster rap and like the dark tone music, this is one of those songs that you should be listening to. I guarantee if you play this in any freaking dangerous area, they probably won't tell you to shut this off. Well, they shouldn't tell you to shut it off. This is the music that brings out that other side of me. If I had a conscious side of like the dark tone music and like the lighter side, this is on the lighter side that I would listen, that I would take on if I want to feel uplifted or something like that. This is the type of music that makes me want to rise up from my seat, makes me want to go fly up in the sky or something like that. It's these type of powerful songs that get me in that groove. This next song is John Lennon, How Do You Sleep? John Lennon from the Beatles. If that surprises you, you're probably thinking, how did I come across this song? And my answer is, I don't know. I don't remember how I came across this song at all. I don't remember the first time I listened to it, but I do remember how I've been feeling every time I've listened to it. I think the overall tone of the song kind of gets me, especially this being somewhat a diss track. I have heard that he said that this wasn't a diss track really aimed at his other member. I don't remember what member of the Beatles he was dissing, but a lot of people saw this as a diss track for the time being, but apparently it's not. The guitar, I know it's an acoustic guitar, so it's different, but the guitar sounds, the boom, boom, whether the bass, I don't know what instrument they was using, all of that kind of gets me. And the fact that it's a diss track, for me who likes the aggressive music, diss tracks and all that stuff, this excites me every time I listen to it. It's not nearly as hard as like a Tupac Hit 'Em Up or Nas Eve or anything like that, but you could kind of see the aggression, and especially with the title being How Do You Sleep, and it's just like, what's going on? You kind of want to know the story, and that's exactly why I remember going to research what the song was about and like what was happening around that time time and everything. I don't remember the story now because this is all a while ago. I don't remember when I first heard this song, but I remember the impact it kind of left me, and it let me know that competition or beef isn't within just the hip-hop realm. It happens within other genres, and sometimes we don't even realize it. So I feel like this song is kind of important to me to realize that these other lanes, these other genres within music are just as important as hip-hop is to me. Can't compare it to wanting to be in like medievals or anything like that, but that's how I saw it. A time, a period, or an era that you wasn't a part of, wasn't alive for, not around, but you just want to be a part of it just to see what it was like. That's how I feel about Chicano culture. Now we have Lionel Richie, Love Will Find a Way. A lot of people will probably only know Lionel Richie because of his song Hello, which is very popular, turned into a meme at one point and everything, but I feel like this one stands out a little bit more because of how I found it and why I kind of love it at the same time. So I first found this song from the Dog Pound's I Don't Like to Dream About Getting Paid. A lot of hip-hop would sample songs that they grew up, or just songs that they've recently heard or whatever, it doesn't matter, but they've got these songs and now they put it into their own flavors and stuff. So if you listen to I Don't Like to Dream About Getting Paid, you can hear how they've kind of modernized it for their time, and I can still listen to this song and still hear the Dog Pound and vice versa, if you get what I mean. But I feel like with this song, this one's a bit confusing because the first time I heard it, I heard the outro as the chorus, and I've always spent years trying to find that version, but I couldn't find it. So eventually when I got back into listening to this song again, I realized that the song is 6 minutes and the version that I heard was pretty much at the end. So now I like the song a little bit more than I used to and everything, compared to when I was 18 years old when I think I found this song. But other than that, I feel like for me personally, this is better than Hello. I've listened to Hello probably about twice, but this Lionel Richie song, a classic and a gem within my playlist and stuff. I do constantly like to put this in on my turntables and listen to it. I'm currently trying to put it in one of my mixtapes that I'm doing for Flowers for Rex that may be coming out soon. Yeah, it generally just is a good listen. Could karaoke it and everything. I don't really know the lyrics too much, but I do know the melody. Bass I could very well learn if I really wanted to or anything. I feel like it's quite easy. It's very slow, and I'm not gonna say mellow tone, but it is mellow tone. It's very slow to really pick up and karaoke or learn an instrument towards or anything like that. But as I said, overall it is feel good music. I haven't even heard any of his music today, and I quite frankly don't want to, but you cannot deny how good 2000s Will Smith or early 2000s Will Smith music is, and this specific song is Miami. I like this song because of the beat, but I also know the beat from another song, which is the Beat Nuts, Give Me The. Yeah, they kind of changed up a little bit. Will Smith being a rapper and never cursing and everything is also quite good to me, but this is one of those songs where I don't know necessarily where you play this. I don't know if I play this at a party, maybe at a kid's party or something like that, but I personally wouldn't play it at a party. This is something that I may play just for myself personally, maybe around a group of people, and play it on the aux in a car or something like that. It is one of those songs that everybody can kind of jam to or something. If someone's told me to turn this off, like, you'd most likely just get death stare. There's no denying Will Smith's Miami song. I know he has a couple other songs. They're not all that great. A lot of it can be corny, like Eminem said. This is exactly what nostalgia does to you. This is exactly what nostalgia does to you. Nostalgia brings you back to a certain time where you first heard something, and the feeling where you first heard it reminds you of the feeling that you had, what you was doing and everything, and that's exactly what it did. I don't remember the time, but I remember listening to it when I was younger, and I brought it back when I'm older, and I can appreciate it a lot more than I did when I was younger. This song is Destiny's Child Girl. I've known this song growing up and everything, but I feel like it kind of hits more a little. I think like it hits a little bit more now because of a TikTok video I saw. So essentially the TikTok video was these two girls outside of their friend's house who just recently had a baby, and she's going through postpartum, and then they start singing this song. Exactly, it just reminds me, or kind of showed me, because I'd heard this song before and like never really paid attention, but this song kind of reminds me about how supportive it is and how supportive friends are and everything, what people go through. I feel like it hits a lot more harder now than it did back to when the first couple of times that I've listened to it. And I'd only just seen this video last year. I'd also seen someone perform this live, which is very good, which made me, I think this is the reason why I put it back on my playlist. I feel like this one hits in a different way, where it is not entitled to my feelings, but just like the message that it portrays, especially coming from the TikTok video that I just previously mentioned. It's almost a nostalgia trip, but at the same time time just more of a message. This is one of the gems that's in my liked playlist, and as I said, tap into your white boy bag, you won't regret it. This one will probably surprise you of how much I actually really like this song. This is Christina Aguilera, Loving Me For Me. I found this song literally this year. I think I was just letting the playlist run in the background while I'm backwards to the TV, and I heard it and I turned around and I was like, this is amazing. Usually, you know, Christina Aguilera for like other songs, I can't really think of any from the top of my head except from Get Dirty, which is a very good song with Redman. But yeah, this one, it is very slow. It doesn't have the very I don't know how to explain her voice when she does that, like, she doesn't really do that in this song, but I kind of like it because it's different and you don't really think that it's Christina Aguilera unless you really listen to her, and I don't listen to her. This song gets me every time. This reminds me of like how I felt during relationships rather than like the heartbreak that Drake kind of makes you relive, and it kind of makes me look forward towards a new relationship, if that makes any sense, because of how she describes what she's going through, how she feels about the person that she's singing and everything. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like she's trying to sing about heartbreak. She feels like she's falling in love with somebody, and I kind of want to feel like that. I want to feel the way that she's singing about in this song, and that's really why I like this song and why I feel it's a gem for me. It's a gem for me, and something that I had to come and show and tell you guys why and how I like this, why I like this song. So that's it, Christina Aguilera, Loving Me For Me. As I did previously mention, Crowbar, it did come up in the playlist. I kind of have it on shuffle right now. Crowbar, this song, I did bring up Crowbar earlier, but Crowbar, Embracing Emptiness, there's literally a TikTok video explaining how I feel listening to this song. Crowbar has kind of become one of my favorite heavy metal bands for this particular reason. Just the grunginess of the lead artist's voice, the heavy guitars and everything, the drums, the atmosphere and everything. I love all of that, especially when I can feel atmosphere. That's when I start to really gravitate towards that heavy metal music, and because a lot of it makes me feel like I could be in a different type of music video. I could be part of a wrestling entrance or something, or maybe like a wrestling promo package or something, maybe even like video game or something. I don't know. Heavy metal is literally one of my favorite genres outside of hip-hop because of bands like Crowbar. I don't know if I can explain anymore because I've already explained Twitching Tongues, and Sincerely Yours. I have to put Crowbar at the top of my list because of it. I did only find out who they discovered them this year, but because of how much I listened to them compared to every other band, I just feel like I had to mention this. It is a little bit softer than Twitching Tongues, but at the same time, like, this is my tone, this is a bit more my taste. The screamy, raunchy voice and everything, I generally don't mind that, as long as I can get the melody or maybe even sing a little bit. I'm never gonna try that voice because it's probably just gonna hurt my voice, so I just won't do that. One of my favorite songs. The TikTok video at least shows you exactly how I feel every time I listen to that song. Someone plays for a reason. Heavy metal is on a place for a reason. This next song is literally a garage staple, if you don't already know. If you're from the UK and you've never heard this song, I suggest you go and do your research right now. Either you're too young or just, again, uncultured. This is Arthur Dodger and Lifford, Please Don't Turn Me Up. This song pretty much got played everywhere around the time it came out. I know I was really young, but I was still hearing these music and everything. And even if you go and type in UK garage music, this is one of the songs that will come up. A lot more Artful Dodger songs as well. Rewind with Craig David is another great one that I need to shout out to. With this one in particular, I like the slowness of the verse and everything, and then when it gets to like the chorus and everything, it kind of speeds up a little bit and then it kind of goes down. Like, you don't really get that too much, and if you do, sometimes it just doesn't sound right. But this one, overall, I feel like it's just a very well done. I suggest that you go and listen to more UK garage music if you haven't listened to. To start off, I would say Craig David, Rewind Again. Those two songs to me are pretty much staples of UK garage music, which is literally UK culture to me. And me being in my UK bag, this has to be there. If someone was to talk about UK culture and they don't bring up garage and then they don't bring up this song or the other song I've just mentioned, you're pretty much doing it wrong. This one may or may not surprise you depending on if you've watched my video. The video in particular is called I've Had Losses, Rex and Everything Under series. This one was playing in the background throughout the whole video. I think if it does surprise you, then you may think I'm quite emo, and emo culture is kind of They got a couple of stuff, I'm not gonna lie. You just have to tap into that back. But anyways, yeah, you may think I'm a little bit emo for listening to it. May think I'm doing one of those cyber dances or anything like that, dressing up like that. I really like this song because of the atmosphere it kind of gives off. It kind of gives off that lone wolf type of vibe. You walking through dark streets and lights and all that stuff, but you're just really cool. I've probably got a cigarette in your mouth and all that stuff. I don't smoke or anything like that, but that type of stuff is what I get from it. And you could put it in like promo packages. I don't think you could use it as a theme song. I don't think it'd be a great theme song. The overall atmosphere that is given me is why I like it. I do like the other song that they have. The song is Fade Away by Cell Dweller. I did completely forget to mention that. Yeah, I feel like this is probably the most emo I can get within my playlist because of how slow it is, the tone, the atmosphere and everything. I feel that personally, a lot of emos are probably pissed off at me for even bringing something like this up. I like it. I love it. I had to tap into this when I was younger. I think I was about 14, 15 when I first found this song out. They have another song called Switchback, which I think is like somewhat better as well. Yeah, also tap into your emo back. And then the last song that I'm going to surprise you about is Lila Like That. To me, this is very much a TikTok song. Not that that's a bad thing, but it is a very TikTok song to me just because I've heard it through TikToks. I've heard people like play around with the pitch. Same with Not My Problem as well. That's a very good song too. Yeah, I've heard people play with the pitch and I really like it too. Yeah, this is what I mean when I say like you need to tap into your female artistry back. You need to listen to more than just male music, more than hip-hop and everything, more than R&B. I mean, this is R&B. I'm just speaking from like a black man's perspective, or even any other male race. Just tap into a different bag. This is one of those songs where I will play this around the man them. I don't care. I will sing it. I'm not gonna dance or anything around the man them like that. I will sing this because it's generally a good song. You got Pink Panthers as well that has a couple good tunes. I'm pretty sure if anybody actually taps into music like that, then they would understand where I'm coming from. But if you don't, then you're probably just gonna think I'm a fool, and I'm happy accepting that.